Hello and welcome to Applicata Biblia. My name is Mark. I wanted to continue in a series of God uses unlikely people to do his work. He works through people. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Abraham, probably one of the most famous prophets that ever lived, right? We have at least two, if not three, I would say, major religions that have come through Abraham. God comes to Abraham in Genesis 12, and he tells him, you need to go to Canaan. And he does. And he does this, and he takes his family and his stuff, and he's 75 years old. And because he simply just does what God asks him to do, that faith, that trust in God is counted to him as righteousness. And we kind of see that as a foreshadowing of what Jesus reveals, that God is just simply looking for us to have that kind of faith in God. God tells him that him and his descendants are going to be so numerous, it's going to be like the sand or the dust, and you can't really count them all. And, you know, at 75 years old, that's going to be a difficult statement to believe. And actually, Abraham does have some issues with that, with his belief in that. But he ultimately does believe God. And the bigger part of that, I think, is that even though he never has a home, he never has riches like having a single house with a big farm or anything like that. He does become rich. God blesses him immensely. He's a nomad for his entire life. He moves around and he helps people. He helps protect other people's flocks and helps people protect their slaves and that sort of thing. So he's very beloved in that region. And he's very blessed by God, but he never sees all of that. But he still trusts God. And even though he's an old man, even though, you know, if I'm 75 years old, I'm not even that old yet, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not going to have any kids, right? That's what you're thinking when you're that old. But he goes on to have lots of children, as we see throughout the story. He has multiple wives. They all, you know, they die. He has more wives. That kind of thing happens. And he has children. But at 75 years old, he is a very unlikely candidate to do what God needs for him to do, which is begin the Israel nation. So Jesus can come and do what he needs to do. Think about it. See you in the next one.